Hey, I'm Deena Marie, and I am here with my cast, director, and playwright of Plan B Theater Company's latest production, Amerigo. Eric, give us a brief synopsis of the play.
Christopher Columbus and Amerigo Vespucci find themselves in purgatory, bored out of their minds, and so they pick fights with each other over which of them discovered America. They sit and argue about it, and their arguing has gotten so out of hand that the people who run purgatory, presumably Catholics, decide to have the dispute moderated by Niccolo Machiavelli, the great Italian political theorist, and judged by Sor Juana Ines de Cruz, who was a Mexican nun who seemed to have something where she could appeal to everybody. So that's basically what the play's about. It's set in purgatory, and it's sort of a debate, not only over these two guys, but also over what America means, what America stands for.
So what was it about Amerigo that made you want to put this on?
On a basic level, it's been 4 years since we've had an Eric Samuelson play on our season, and that's just been too long. And I kind of yanked his chain a couple years ago with another play, so I owed it to him, and when he sent it to me, it was almost perfect in the first draft. I found it intoxicating and fascinating and really timely in this crazy way. Really, the idea of how Americans tend to rewrite history and can't seem to remember what really happened, and to take that a step further and look at the discovery of America and the treatment of Native peoples, the view of women, what it means to be an American. Eric really hit all of those things in a surprisingly humorous way in this crazy-ass play set in purgatory with a lesbian nun and a political theorist deciding which of the two, Amerigo Vespucci and Christopher Columbus, are less crazy. So sounds like a good time to me.
So how did you think of this idea, and what made you choose these characters?
Well, I've always loved Columbus. I've always thought he was really entertainingly nuts. There were a lot of people who were writing about Columbus, and it was whether he was a genocidist or whether he was a great explorer. And I thought none of them really captured the religious aspect of what he was about, which was the single most important driving force in his life, and which was quite astoundingly bizarre, even by the not exalted standards of 15th century Catholicism. So I thought that would be an interesting character to put into a play. And then one day I realized I didn't know anything about this guy, Amerigo Vespucci, who the American continent was named after, so I bought a couple of books and read them, and I realized he was even more interesting than Columbus in a lot of ways. So I just had to have the two of them in a play together, and doing what? Well, I wasn't quite sure, but then I thought, well, maybe they would argue, and so that's what we sort of came up with.
And when does it run? How can people get tickets?
It runs for 10 days, April 8th through the 18th in the Studio Theater at the Rose Wagner. About 65% sold out already, so you should get your tickets right away at planbtheater.org, or you can just call Artix at 801-355-ARTS.
Hi, I'm Kurt Bateman. I play Niccolo Machiavelli.
I'm Matthew Ivan Bennett, and I play Amerigo.
I'm Mark Fossen, and I play Christopher Columbus.